Lone Ranger till the field. He reckoned he would hurt someone carrying around that silver gun. So he grabbed a shovel instead and learned how to grow a garden and feed a family. Lone Ranger till the field. We don't need a big white hat. I suppose we would all come together and care for ourselves if it ever came to that. But I'll tell you, we could sure use someone to stick around here and nourish his son. Lone Ranger till the field. We don't need a silver gun. A silver implies that it's good, and good never ever came from killing no one. But there ain't a boy in this town that wasn't better off with his old man around him. Lone Ranger till the field. It's nothing fancy, no, it's no big deal. You put your boots on and you get out to the field. No big mystery to understand about fatherhood, about manhood or humanhood. Oh yeah, you do just fine. You get out of bed and you toe the line. Lone Ranger till the field. Well, Tonto wants to know whatever became of the fellas that used to hang out down by the Alamo. Well, I'll tell you, they all died right there, leaving all the women and the children in despair. Lone Ranger till the field. It's nothing fancy, no, it's no big deal. You just can't be driving that big white horse around all over the town. There's no big mystery to understand about fatherhood or manhood or humanhood. Oh yeah, you do just fine. You get out of bed and you toe the line. Lone Ranger till the field. Oh yes, you do just fine. You get out of bed and you toe the line. Lone Ranger till the field. See, Lone Ranger till the field. One more. Lone Ranger till the field. Hey, here we are.
It's the three of us. This is sort of an episode of Bistro After Hours. So.
Bistro After Hours. We're all here together. It's Bryn and Scott and myself. I'm Mark Neihart, and we're just going to sit around here and play some songs. Plus, we also have some special guests that came through town, and we recorded those people earlier.
Right. Chris Kokesh and L.J. Booth.
L.J. Booth, that was the one I was
L.J. Booth and Chris Kokesh, and that was a really cool set.
Oh, yeah.
It really was.
Yeah, so we thought we'd
really
wind up the
nice.
year. It's December. I think, what is this going to show in January?
This will show in January, but then it'll run forever.
It'll run forever. You'll see it
in
forever.
music land, TV land, cable land, and internet land. And another reason we're here is because this is Bryn's last official show as our
Where are you going?
associate producer.
What are you doing?
We're going to Germany, graduating college.
Okay.
Moving on.
Congratulations, Bryn. Going to
Thanks.
Germany? Did you hear about the volcano? Seriously, there's a huge volcano. Air traffic stopped.
It happened
Hopefully
a
you
year and a
made
half
it.
ago, everyone. It's
Oh,
over.
it did?
Okay, well, I'm not going to play on this one, but what are you going to do for us,
I'll play my song Wicked Wiles.
Phil? Maybe I will play it.
So, this is a song about the evil queen in Snow White.
Go.
It's called Wicked Wiles. Wanna know a secret? Promise not to tell. We are standing by a wishing well. There is a boy, I'd like to make him fall in love with me. He won't have a choice, he's gonna have to give it all to me. His beating heart is every breath, his whole life too. I know my wish will soon come true. I'll win his heart with my wicked wiles and keep it in a box. But he's in the sand, he'll drink poison on the rocks when opportunity knocks. My wicked wiles, a formula to turn my beauty to an ugly face, to age my voice, a witch's cackle just in case. Mommy does to make me old, a scream to make the blood run cold, a thunderbolt to makes it whirl. Now begin thy magic spell. I'll win his heart with my wicked wiles and keep it in a box. But he's in the sand, he'll drink poison on the rocks when opportunity knocks. My wicked wiles. Take it away, Mark. Dip the apple in the brew. Let my love spell seep through. He won't last the night after he takes a bite. Bum bum, I'll win his heart with my wicked wiles and keep it in a box. But he's in the sand, he'll drink poison on the rocks when opportunity knocks. My wicked wiles, my wicked wiles.
Yeah.
Well,
What do you got for us,
turn.
I got
Scotty?
one. This one, yeah, you know, most people know that I kind of designed the set after an old place, an old establishment in Salt Lake called the Dead Goat Saloon. Sometimes, you know, you'd see different clientele, but, you know, there was always one lady that kind of just was there, you know. And I have an active imagination, so I wrote this song. It's called Queen of the Regulars. And, you know, jump in if you feel like it.
She's got the blues most every night. She makes you choose the left when you're right. If you refuse, she's gonna nail you in spite. But she can make you purr. She's the queen of the regulars. She knows you need The loving that she's got, it's more like greed. Yeah, she's got you tied in knots, you beg and plead. She knows she's got you on the spot. You're trapped inside of her, are the queen of the regulars. You try and keep your distance, you try and tell her no, but she's so damn persistent. She wants you, you want to see you both come and go until the time she wants you again. You can't decline. Ain't never gonna end till your last dime. You watch you rolling round the bend. You're not the man you were, says the queen of the regulars. You try and keep your distance, you try and tell her no, but she's so damn persistent. She wants you, you want to see you both come and go until the time she wants you again. You can't decline. Ain't never gonna end till your last dime. You watch you rolling round the bend. You're not the man you were, says the queen of the regulars. Oh, she can make you purr. She's the queen of the regulars. You're just an amateur to the queen of the regulars. She's got the blues. Ooh, thank you guys. That was fun.
Oh, it's tuning time.
I have a new song. This has never been performed. I just wrote it about a week ago. Working on my new album, and we needed a theme, and the theme of the album is nostalgia. I generally write songs that are kind of forward-looking and stuff, and I started writing that, and it was like, you know, I guess I have some unfinished business in the past, and so this song's called Nostalgia. And
is this the title track for the album?
yeah, I guess it could be, but it's not going to be on the, yeah, it'll be the title track of the album. I was looking to the future, and all I saw were days gone by, trapped up in nostalgia, looking back across my life. I got a glimpse of history, distorted by the arc of time, gathered in the symbols of my mind. There's a whisper of a memory, hanging like a fragile web, vivacious in its nature, carried off by history's ebb. And all the past knows, we watch our lives go by, carried off on the sea of time. Nostalgia, and I really gotta wonder horizon. I'm seeing there a brand new day, but it's got me looking backwards at the time that has slipped away. I have no reason to focus on my dimming past, like I thought that it should last. There's a shadow of a purpose clinging to a false design, reaching no conclusion, surrender to the sands of time. And the mind goes searching for the things that are left behind. They were lost on the sea of time. Ooh. I got a little bit of heartache from my past days, nostalgia, and I really got to wonder why I fall under nostalgia. Thank you.
Bravo.
You're welcome. That was nice.
That's the best new one I've heard from you in years. That's fantastic.
I'm on a creative roll right now.
Wow. Go for it.
Got a new producer.
Me, I produced this darn show, and I haven't cranked, but I do have one that's fairly new. I'll sing it a little.
It helps when you have somebody that's like, oh.
I'm glad I don't have to follow that one.
Now it's my turn.
Yeah.
Dang it.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do a song I wrote a few years ago.
What was that?
I'm going to do a song that I wrote when I was 17.
Ooh.
And it's called Only 17. And it was back when I couldn't do anything that I wanted. But now I can do everything I want. So I guess this is nostalgic as well.
Oh, yeah, it's a theme.
Yeah. So hopefully your next song is, congruent. Maybe you wanna go out tonight. Maybe you just wanna spend the night. Maybe you want him to hold you tight and fall asleep in his arms tonight. Maybe you need your own space. Maybe you want your own place, just to have somewhere that belongs to you, and no one telling you what to do or tell you no, or where to go, or say you're only dreaming. You're only 17. You're only 17. You're only 17. You're only 17. Maybe you want a taste of freedom, what everybody's dying for. Maybe you are just waiting for the day when it's okay to give yourself away. Heaven forbid that maybe you want a baby, a perfect, beautiful, brown-haired little boy, a little angel, your pride and joy. But you're only 17. You're only 17. You're only 17. Oh no, you're only 17. I know you're only 17.
Nice.
Yeah. That's on your new CD.
Yeah.
This
That
is-
just
this
came
is
out
where we
on
promote
Saturday.
Bryn's new
Shamelessly.
CD. What's it called?
My new album is called Paper Hearts, and you can buy it at BriannaJoy.com or in iTunes or on CD Baby or anything you want, and that song's on the album. So,
Yeah, I just
and
went-
Scott's on the album, everybody.
Oh, no.
You are?
Scott is on the
Nice.
album. He is
Another reason to buy it.
Yeah, another
If you
reason
turn
to
the
get it.
volume way up.
Hey, he's the backup vocal for the harmony, and it just sounds pretty cool. It fills in all those
She had a
low
great CD
places that I
release
can't
party
hit.
The other night, she packed the house.
It was really
great.
fun.
Where was it?
Really good.
It was at Rivers Restaurant.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
I was in
Okay.
San Diego, or I would have showed.
This one I actually started last year in the dead of winter, and as we're going into the dead of winter now, this is probably a pretty good time
play it.
to for those who aren't from Salt Lake, Salt Lake Valley socks in generally for a few weeks with just solid fog and smog, and it's the worst yicky, and we call it
I
the
kind of like it, but go ahead.
I have no response to that. Anyway, it's called a temperature inversion by the meteorologists, and so this title of this song is called Inversion, and hopefully, I mean, it's a little jazzy, and you know, it doesn't stay down forever. Get a pace here. Tempo.
Stuck in the throes of inversion again. It feels like the grayness is my only friend. I'm wondering if it's or I'm gonna end this year. Oh, winter here is like a woman scorned. She punishes me through her fogs and storms. Spring's in her belly, but he'll never be born, I fear. That's why I'm singing. Where is the sun? Where is the sun? Winter be done, summer draw near. Oh well, I could change my ways, but I'm still disinclined. It feels like I've earned retribution in kind. No priest can provide absolution, I find that is clear. Oh, sometimes my life is just a cruel joke. Might as well let it all go up in smoke. I'm haunted when those demons I don't try to invoke appear. I hear 'em mocking, there is no sun. Yeah, they really scream it. There is no sun. Demons be gone, lover be here. Yeah, I'm crashed like a truck, skidded off of the road. I'm broke down, I'm burned out, ain't worth being towed. Ashes and dust are all that's left of my load, and it won't quit snowing, But then I hear your voice, you're calling to me. You're singing about how our world is gonna be, or what we're gonna do beneath those cottonwood trees. When that sap starts flowing, you sing, hush my love, no need to ask why. A dark cocoon creates a butterfly. The clouds you see through those stormy eyes disappear. Well now, soon we're lying in the dappled sunshine. You're smiling at me just like you're reading my mind. I feel the earth quaking as our two souls combine. Lord, I love his hair. We're both together and we see the sun. We see the sun. Winter has run, gone are my tears. The earth is glowing and we see the sun. Winter has run, we two are one. Now summer is here.
Awesome, Joe.
Thank you. Oh, I have fun.
I have a song. I studied Jungian psychology for a long time. Jung, Carl Jung.
The collective unconscious.
Yeah, and
That's
you know,
what we have here in this room right now.
yeah, with collective unconscious. And you know, I was fascinated by the concept of the enema, and not the enema, John R. Smith, the anima.
Dang.
Okay, I just want to clear that up.
But
What? I was fascinated by that concept, which is the inner female of men. You know, we have this, and mostly it's a mother projection or something like that, but I don't want to get too far into that. I just wrote this song. It's called Annie, and it goes like this. Annie is a dancer. She loves to twirl around, flutter like a butterfly just past the edge of town. Sometimes I'll see her out along that broken road, dancing as she sings to me that song to keep me whole. And it's alright, that's the way my love turns around. It's alright, it's just the way my heart turns around. It's alright, it's the way my love turns around. It's alright, it's just the way of soul. Oh baby, baby, you're so good to me. You love me all of the time. Don't you ever let me be. Sometimes I wonder, how can I turn away and hide inside behind my pride with nothing left to say? And it's alright, that's the way my love turns around. It's alright, just the way my heart turns around. Yeah, it's alright, the way my love turns around. It's alright, it's just the way of soul. Annie is a prankster.
She loves to fool around. She'll give the rug a tug and laugh just watching me go down. But still I love her, yeah, each and every day. She's my girl, she all of the world and the thoughts about to say. It's alright. That's the way my love turns around. It's alright. It's just the way my heart turns around. It's alright. It's the way my love turns around. Yeah, alright. My Annie.
Boy, I sure wish we could get some real musicians on this show.
Thanks, Scott.
Wow, you guys are great.
Watch.
And I'm glad.
So this song is called Love Don't Let Me Down. I like to get the Music X-Ray emails about songwriting opportunities. And I was sent one about a movie that Tim McGraw was in called Love Don't Let Me Down. They needed a song with the same name. So I'm like, I'm going to write one. And it just took me a little bit longer than the deadline. So I didn't end up submitting it. But now I have a song called Love Don't Let Me Down. So here you guys go. I seem to make the same mistake. Can't seem to change, and I caused another heart to break. I shot the gun at close range, and I'm standing in this mess I've made, and I'm staring at these cards I've played, and there's no one to be found. I find my faith down on the floor when I'm on my knees, and there's nothing more than his arms around me. His love surrounds me and makes me whole again. I find my way when I feel his grace and his mercy as my shame's erased. Even when I'm face down on the ground, his love don't let me down. Oh, when everything's going way too fast, I can't find the break, and something was far too good to last, and it's too much to take, and there's no one there to calm my fears, and there's no one there to dry my tears. Somehow I know I'm not alone. I find my faith down on the floor when I'm on my knees, and there's nothing more than his arms around me. His love surrounds me and makes me whole again. I find my way when I feel his grace and his mercy as my shame's erased. Even when I'm face down on the ground, his love don't let me down. Even when I'm face down on the ground, his love don't let me down.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, it's Tim's loss.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to miss you when you're
I'm
gone.
gonna miss you guys too.
Yeah, and it's getting really close now.
Well, the volcano's going to keep you grounded. For
Gosh!
You know, while we're saying thanks, we don't recognize our director, Lee Allerton, nearly.
Lee, where is Lee?
We can't get a shot of
Get
Lee.
a shot of Lee.
Waving the no. But he does a fantastic job month after month on these shows, and we got great camera guys. We got Paul Roden, we got Zeke McGuire, we got Ed Midgley, who's not here today, but I'm sorry.
Also, Amy Cutter's on
And Amy Cutter's on camera now. Yeah, and I just want to thank the whole crew because we really, really appreciate you guys.
Thanks, crew.
So, let's see. I guess we're probably running out of time. We probably ran out of time a long time ago. Hope we don't have to cut songs. But this song is, we're going to go out on it, and then what we're going to do, and I think rather than introduce it later, we'll introduce now what we're going to do. We're going to go straight into the L.J. Booth and Chris Kokesh. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
After we go out on this.
Yeah.
And we'll just roll it after we finish this. We're all kind of going to mess around on this one. This is a song I wrote. One of my favorite authors is a guy by the name of Tom Robbins. He lives up in the Pacific Northwest, or has lived up there, very close to where my daughter lives. And I've been reading his books for many years. And one especially caught my attention. It was called Jitterbug Perfume. And if that book doesn't beg for a song, I don't know what does. So I wrote this years ago, and haven't really given you a lead on this. Maybe you can jump in with a lead at some point. Okay.
Okay, all right, cool.
So you think you want a love that lasts 1,000 years with the option on 1,000 more? I got a potion in the pocket of my blue jeans here. Well, every drop is worth about a score. If you want a special someone to appear, just put a little dab behind your ear. Then go ask that girl across the room, how do you like my jitterbug perfume? Take a hand to do the boogie out across the floor. Don't you feel the magic in the air? Oh, hold her close and dance slow, and maybe 3 or 4 while you smell the jasmine in her hair. But there's something extra floating all around. It makes your feet just barely touch the ground. I wonder just what made your heart go boom. You know that it's her jitterbug perfume. Well, doesn't matter if you're ugly, if you're fat or thin, you're a beauty in the eyes of love. And the moment that you see it, that's when life begins, fitting like a velvet glove. Pretty soon the magic works and you're alone with her. And Hannah's piping in the morning sun. The moon is setting and she's smiling at this newborn pair. The lark is singing, brother, she's the one. Suddenly she wakes and looks into your eyes. You feel her hands caress your inner thighs, and you know she wants you to resume. Well, baby, let's go make some jitterbug perfume. Make me some, Mark. Ba-dum. Doesn't matter if you're ugly, if you're fat or thin, you're a beauty in the eyes of love. And the moment that you see it, that's when life begins, fitting like a velvet glove. Pretty soon the magic works and you're alone with her. And Hannah's piping in the morning sun. The moon is setting and she's smiling at this newborn pair. The lark is singing, brother, she's the one. Suddenly she wakes and looks into your eyes. You feel her hands caress your inner thighs, and you know she wants you to resume. Oh baby, let's keep making jitterbug perfume. Ah, jitterbug perfume. Ah, jitterbug, no. Jitterbug perfume. Mine we're on. Ha ha. Thanks, folks. Here come Chris and LJ.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Glad to be here. We'll start off with a song that came out of my childhood. I grew up in northern India. And out of the northern Indian area, there's the Hindu religion, and out of Hindu and Sanskrit comes the concept of Akasha, Akashic records. And this one's called Akasha Wind. There's something moving out tonight. It's sifted through the trees and the last horizon light. Down where the creek flows through the fence, you can hear it singing in the wire. It sings, oh, Akasha wind. Oh, Akasha wind. Hear the rustling in the trees. It's thumbing through the documents as it passes down the ridge. What it finds, it leaves no clue, except for a whistling in the flute. Things, oh, Akasha wind. Oh, Akasha wind. Some say there's hands on the night wind, reading the forest like braille. And every tree is a library, 'cause every leaf tells a tale. There is no scholar like the wind. He touches everything it passes and circles round again. Reading history's relief in every line of every leaf. We sing, oh, Akasha wind. From the whisper up high on the white pine to the wires out along the fence row is an ever unraveling story, 'cause it's reading out loud as it goes. Something moving out tonight. It's sifted through the trees and the last horizon light. Down where the creek flows through the fence, you can hear it singing in the wire. Oh, we sing, oh, Akasha wind. Oh, Akasha wind. Oh, Akasha wind. Thank you very much. I'm going to leave the stage for Chris to play you one of her newer songs, as of yet unrecorded, but coming up on her new recording.
Yeah. I have a track record for writing sort of sad songs, and I love sad songs. But I got cured of my habit by listening to one particular traditional sad song. Barbara Allen, very popular, beautiful song, but very, very sad. I'll give you a quick synopsis of Barbara Allen. It goes like this. Basically, Sweet William sends his manservant to Barbara Allen and says, Sweet William is so in love with you, he's sick in bed and dying for the love of you. But Barbara Allen sends him away and says she's not in love with Sweet William. And so the manservant goes home, and poor Sweet William dies for the love of Barbara Allen. But then Barbara Allen realizes, no, wait, I am in love with Sweet William. And so she dies. And I just think that we can do better. So I wrote a story for my own Barbara Allen. I'll give you a little quick taste reminder of the original, and then go into the new Barbara Allen. 'Twas in the merry month of May, when all gay flowers were blooming, Sweet William on his deathbed lay, for the love of Barbara Allen. My name is Barbara Allen. No, not that one, not the one who died for the love of Sweet William, before she ever told him how she loved him. Oh no, that was not me. My name is Barbara Allen, and I'll be famous for something other than dying for love. I'll be an opera singer or a bareback rider. Who knows what I might be? And I won't run from danger or drown in sorrow or stand around watching my one true love die. My name is Barbara Allen, and I will chase tomorrow and let nothing pass me by. My name is Barbara Allen, that's what my mama named me. Barbara for the actress in Tender Mercies, and Allen is all that my daddy gave me. He's like me, he needs to be free. But it was Deborah Winger and not Barbara Hershey, and it was terms of endearment, not tender mercies. My name is Barbara Allen, and yes, I see the irony. It is not lost on me. My name is Barbara Allen. No one asked me, but I wouldn't change it, 'cause now it's a part of me. Yes, some people think that life is all tragedy, but not me. 'Cause I won't run from danger or drown in sorrow or stand around watching my one true love die. My name is Barbara Allen, and I will chase tomorrow and let nothing pass me by. My name is Barbara Allen, I chase tomorrow and let nothing pass me by. Thank you. Please make welcome back to the stage, L.J. Booth.
Thank you very much. I live up in central Wisconsin. And in our region of the country, we were driving down through, from Boise yesterday. We went through Box Elder County in northern Utah. And it was a significance to me because there's not a lot of states that have the box elder as a state resident. It was definitely very present in Wisconsin, and it's kind of the bane of the farmers because it replicates so quickly. And it's hardy, and you can cut off that trunk, but it's not going to kill the tree. It's just going to sucker back in about 18 different shoots from that one spot. So they're hard to get rid of, and if you ask a farmer in Wisconsin about the box elder tree, he's going to offer up his chainsaw to you and some poison to do the final kibosh. So I had a resident along my driveway that this dilemma came up because he was intrusive to my delivery guys. This is called box elder. Federal Express man was down on the driveway, out of his step van, cursing your name. Wasn't the first time you changed his side mirror into a mirrorless frame. And though I know you are guilty of nothing except for a strong will to live in the light, you throw your seeds on the wind like a thistle. Good night, box elder, good night. I sat down in town at the bar full of elbows, and a man from the county, he told me the time and again, when you try to cut one like the heads of the Hydra, they grow back in a power of 10. And though I know you are guilty of nothing except for a strong will to live in the light, you throw your seeds on the wind like a thistle. Good night, box elder, good night. And that man told me that from your tree they formed the cross on Calvary. When the people cried, crucified, Pilate washed his hands. A cloud of blue smoke will rise in the morning. The engine will sputter and the chain it will spin. But here at my window tonight it is quiet, except for your leaves in the wind. Nothing except for a strong will to live in the light. You throw your seeds on the wind like like a thistle. Good night, box elder. Good night. Thank you. I'm gonna need. For those of you who are curious, this is called a strum stick. Made by a friend of mine in northern Wisconsin. So I call it the Landauer strum stick. And this is a song that was written, if you go out of my house and go down to the road, that's County Road Q there. And all the county roads in Wisconsin are named after letters of the alphabet. If you run down Q, you're going to run over Peterson Creek, and you're going to go up past Peterson Pond, and you'll probably see a few pair of sandhill cranes and some turkeys and some deer and whatnot. It's a beautiful mixture of woodlot and farm lot. And this is my running route, so I'm kind of familiar with it. And this song was written along one of those runs. I know full well which road I'm on, but this call I'm hearing does not belong. It's a low-pitch whistle out of view as I'm passing the pines running County Q, and I'm on my way to greet the day, rising without warning. This heart of mine was meant to shine across the hills of morning, across the hills of morning. When I cross the creek, here it comes again, that plaintive call carried on the wind right over the treetops. There comes a bright chevron and the flashing wings of the whistling swans. They're on their way to greet the day, rising without warning. That wandering line was meant to fly across the hills of morning, across the hills of morning. When the days are getting shorter and the tamaracks are gold, the grapes only get sweeter as the evenings get more cold. From the root up to the fruit now is a long and winding line. One morning you will wake up, yeah, and find that you're entwined. It only gets stronger as each leaf unfolds. The more that you fight it, the tighter it holds. It's a wild grapevine. It's a wild grapevine. It's a wild grapevine. The more that you fight it, the tighter it holds. It's a wild grapevine. It's a wild grapevine. Yes, it is. It's a wild grapevine. The more that you fight it, the tighter it holds. You were the last to feed as I sang this tune of a 12-foot stair in a 10-foot room. But that was then, and it's all so clear that this is now, and life is here, and I'm on my way to greet the day, rising without warning. This heart of mine grows leaf and vine across the hills of morning, across the hills of morning. And I'm on my way.
I'm going to play a song for you next. This is one I wrote a couple years ago for a woman who I met briefly. Unfortunately, when I met her, she was very ill. She was the friend of a friend, and our mutual friend asked me to come over with my recording equipment that she wanted to help her friend record some words to leave for her husband and her children. And so I did. I went over, and I was so honored to be a part of this afternoon, hearing stories about her life. And I was so struck by these stories of how she met her husband and her kids growing up, and the fun things they had done, and the fun spirit that she had. And I was inspired to write this song, not by the tragedy of her situation, but by the life that she had lived, and the fact that she was not living in the tragedy of her situation. She was living in the joy, and with compassion, enormous compassion for her kids. So I took some of those stories and I put them in this song. One of the stories that's my favorite, actually, is she and her husband. She told me that she and her husband packed their kids into the car like it was just a regular old morning, like they were driving them to school. And instead of going to school, they drove to the airport, and they all flew to Disneyland. So this is inspired by Charlene. Most of the time lately, I am not myself. Sometimes I'm just so tired, sometimes I feel like hell. We made it through the winter, and it's starting to turn spring. The cancer just keeps growing, killing everything. My son's just turning 15, he already toes the line. He's so much like his father, I know that he'll be fine. Lucy's 2 years younger, but she smells like cigarettes. And she still needs her mama, but she doesn't know it yet. Lucy, Lucy, there'll be joy and there'll be pain. Lucy, you have no idea what the world can throw your way. From the moment you could crawl, you thought you'd seen it all. A little flame that burns so bright. Lucy, Lucy, good night, sweetheart, good night. Lucy, do you remember when your mama's gentle hand woke you in the dark and flew you off to Disneyland? Now I never see you smiling as you creep around this house, but I know you keep a hotel soap in the shape of Mickey Mouse. And Lucy, I remember when you found that baby bird. You were so mad at its mama, 'cause she never returned. But Lucy, it's a world of plans that fall apart, and you must be a brave girl and not let it break your heart. Lucy, Lucy, there'll be joy and there'll be pain. Lucy, you have no idea what the world can throw your way. From the moment you could crawl, you thought you'd seen it all. You are a flame that burns so bright. Lucy, Lucy, good night, sweetheart, good night. Good night, sweetheart, good night. About 3 years ago, a friend of mine convinced me to go to the Kerrville Folk Festival down in Texas. It's a big songwriting festival. And while I was there, I encountered some of the best songwriters I've ever seen, and so many of them there. And it was both so inspiring and very humbling. And one afternoon, about halfway through my stay, I was wandering around a little lost and feeling kind of like, well, who am I to be here and writing and doing this? And some very good friends set me straight about who I was to be there. And I went back to my camp and I wrote this song. And I wrote it for them, and I wrote it for all of the people who are out there doing what they love and putting their hearts out there in the world, and for all the people who are supporting them while they do that. So. Your shoes are worn, your nails are dirty. Your skin is worn thin. You're not sure it is strong enough to hold it all in when the earth has fallen away all around you and left you out on a ledge. Look around, I'm standing there beside you while you're finding the edge. When your fire is down to smoke and ashes, you are brittle and dry. Your arms are tired and aching from holding up the sky. When you feel like everyone has broken every promise and pledge, I will echo every word you've spoken while you're finding the edge. Some people would rather be standing back a few feet. The view's not worth the vertigo. Yes, the edge is steep. If you were brave, you can see above you and below you, and all the ways that you can break through, and all the ones who really love you. When your heart that's planted on your shirt sleeve is showing signs of wear, if it's scratched and bruised and looking ragged, perhaps beyond repair, when you're paying for every chance you've taken and every bet you didn't hedge, just remember you are not forsaken while you're finding the edge. Just remember you are not forsaken while you're finding the edge. Thank you. Well, we're so grateful to be here. Thank you so much for having us here at the Brewin Bistro. So we're going to finish up with this traditional song I think you'll know.
The water is wide, I can't cross over, neither have I got wings to fly. Make me a boat that can carry two, and both shall row, my love and I. Oh, love is handsome and love is fine, and like a jewel when first it's new, There is a ship, it sails the sea, it's loaded deep, as deep can be, but not as deep as this love I'm in. I know not how I'll sink or swim. Water is wide, I can't cross over, neither have I got wings to fly. Make me a boat that can carry two, and both shall row. My love and I, and both shall row. My love and I.
There you have it, everybody. This is L.J. Booth and Chris Kokesh. Let's give them another hand, huh? What a duo. They sound sweet and just, I mean, it's so meshed. How long you been performing together?
We started performing together in January this year, so.
Really?
Yeah, about 10 months.
Wow.
And it was fun, so we decided to keep doing it.
And are you're touring? You're coming. You guys are just kind of an unscheduled stop on the Brewin Bistro tour here, right? I mean, where did this just pop up? You did a house concert last night.
House concert last night in Salt Lake, and then the night before in Boise, the night before in Portland, and we're heading on to Nebraska and Iowa and Wisconsin.
Heading back home? Is that where you're going?
Yeah.
Very good. Because you're from Wisconsin.
I am.
And Chris, I understand you're from Portland.
I do. I live in Portland.
That's very nice. My
Yeah.
mother was born in Portland.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a great city.
Still have people up there.
Cool.
Tell me about your tunings. I notice you've got a couple of different tunings you use.
Sure. Well,
and I'm
both of
always
us dabble in tunings quite a bit, and of course now you can retune your guitar. You can put special capos on the guitar and all kinds of things. I adhere to Joni Mitchell's philosophy about that. She said I use alternate tunings to pull the rug up from underneath myself. And so sometimes for me, if I know a tuning too well, I'll put it in a different tuning, and it makes me stupid, and it makes me have to follow my ears the next day.
Yeah.
Instead of all those little ruts. And it's a good thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Chris, you're a guitarist as well.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And you do write sad songs, I must say. the Lucy, was that the name of that song?
Yes.
Unbelievably beautiful
Thank you.
and touching. Yeah.
Thank
that was
you.
very good, huh?
Well, I know that it's a sad story, but I hope also that that it's a story that conveys what I got, which was this just enormous compassion and understanding.
Yeah, well, it comes through in the tune. Really
you.
awesome.
Thank
And okay, so we have an old 1013 Redwood. Who built that for you?
Bruce Petros.
Petros, huh?
Yeah.
Is he just a kind of an awesome luthier up in?
He is an awesome.
the
He won the gold
Northland?
medal from acoustic guitar.
Oh, he did.
A few years back for
Yeah.
being the outstanding independent builder in the country, and which is quite a statement amongst. It's quite a renaissance of guitar building right now. So
Yeah,
he's
I
a
noticed that.
fine builder. He said, if you write the first song about the tunnel third guitar, you get the first guitar. So it was an offer I could.
So that was
I
the
could
first
not
one. How did he?
refuse. Yeah.
And so, is it, the top is Redwood?
Yeah.
What are the sides then?
The sides and back are Claro walnut, also from Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
The neck's butternut, which is a kind of a softer wood that you'd think they'd use for a neck, but he put a
Butternut.
couple couple of graphite rods in there. So
yeah.
he's quite a builder.
Oh, awesome. Sounds great, too. You guys are just sounding good. So what, are you recording? Are you, is there what places people can go and see your music or hear your music, I should say?
Yeah, we both have CDs out from last year, and we're both in the middle of writing the next one, and hopefully those will, be out fairly soon. And my website is chriskokesh.com, and LJ's is ljbooth.com, and certainly we have.
Well, how convenient.
I know it. Don't you love that?
Instant access. It's a good world these
access,
days.
and do you Facebooks and all that stuff? I mean, you have.
She's a better
all over.
Facebooker than I am.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, well,
no doubt about it.
It's difficult to keep up with everything.
Right, and we've had these solo careers. I actually have 4 CDs that I've done, and we've put this duo together, and so we're traveling both as independents and as the duo, and it's
Well, we're
great.
really, really glad you stopped by the Brewin Bistro.
Mark?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, I know Chris from the Sisters Folk Festival and the Americana Song Academy.
That's right.
right.
That's where you bought your new performing hat.
Yeah, I got to tell you that I've just been so impressed, and we're just so thrilled to have her down here.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks for coming by. And then, so you have a song written about your guitar,
Right,
right, that you had to write in order to get the first one.
I did.
I think that might be a good one to go out on, huh? Okay, so why don't you, as we wind through the credits, why don't you share that song with us?
I wrote this song with Justin Roth, and a fine guitarist who's living in the Denver area now, but originally from the Minneapolis area.
Okay.
And so he was the one that was playing this song in the same camp I was at, and I walked up to him and said, "What is that?" And part of it was a beautiful song, a beautiful melody, and part of it was, what is that tuning that you're getting such
and
a
then
low?
how can you make it work?
Right.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
then I had come up with a melody for it, that particular piece he was playing on his guitar. And then Bruce asked me for a song, and it just fit this piece perfectly. So I just melded the two. And so this is actually a co-write with Justin Roth.
Oh,
And I
okay.
sometimes forget to credit him, and I'm glad that you reminded me of it.
Well, very good. Why don't you set the song up, and we'll go out on that. And hey, thanks a lot for coming by the Brewin Bistro, everybody. This is LJ Booth and Chris Kokesh. Thanks, guys.
Indeed, the surface of this is redwood, and this redwood, actual wood here, came from a railroad tunnel on the border of Oregon and California called Tunnel 13. It was salvaged from that tunnel. And the odd thing about Tunnel 13, it was also the site of the last train robbery in the United States in 1923. On a very sunny day, October 11th, the D'Outremont boys dynamited the mail car and stopped that train in that tunnel and tried to rob it, and came away with nothing except a 7-year manhunt and life in prison. And unfortunately, the town lost 4 railroad men. And because of the nature of the railroad during those days, railroad men came from all along the Siskiyou line, all the way from Seattle to San Francisco. They came to Ashland, Oregon, to have the ceremonies for those 4 railroad men. And so Bruce decided to build a limited edition of guitars made out of that Tunnel 13 wood, and asked me to write the song that went with that story. So it's called the Siskiyou Line. Well, I must have shook those redwood timbers. I can hear my granddad say, when it echoed down the valley on that clear October day. I was working as a Gandhi dancer 2 miles down the grade from Tunnel 13. Oh, and how my heart was racing when we heard that engine blow. And as we hurried up the cross ties, little did we know that in the dark of the tunnel, like night to the day, with the smell of gunpowder in the shadow they lay, like 4 warm stones from a mountain of time, and that unscheduled stop on the Siskiyou line. We carried them down, we carried them down, we carried them down. 10 or 13. First time Granddad told that story, it's the first I saw his tears. A man so full of laughter, it just flooded through the years. He said the way to keep your joy is to take your grief straight on. There were 4 gravestones from that mountain of time, and that unscheduled stop on the Siskiyou line. We stood in the pews, we sang that refrain, 'cause there's something in song that speaks to the pain. In Humboldt County, there's a redwood grove that has stood for centuries, and in the shade of that sentient cathedral, he told this tale to me. Somewhere in that architecture, he must have heard the echo from Tunnel 13. It's just one song from a mountain of time. It was only one stop on the Siskiyou line, deep down in the grain where history sings. How many stories in 2,000 rings? We carry them down, carry them down, we carry them down.